Hey, it's your girl Cassie King, and I'm coming to you live and in color. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you are notified every time your girl drop another video. And if you are new here, what I like to do here is a number of things. We do our Bible tea parties, trending topics. I give you guys messages as well as as well as chit chats here and there. So, today, as you guys can tell by the video, this is going to be a trending topic, starting with the one and only Candace Owens. Okay. So if you guys don't know who Candace Owens is, she is a well, first of all, me personally, I think that Candace Owens is phenomenal. I like her. I like what she does. But if you guys are not familiar with who she is an American political commentator. She usually goes into like political topics, and she kind of goes in on her views about political rights and things like that. Her political positions have mostly been described as fair right or conservative. She has also promoted numerous conspiracy theories as well. So Candace Owens, she is a woman of many titles. She's also a mother, and beautiful too. I think that she's very beautiful. And Candace Owens is also gained a lot of recognition for her activism, despite being initially critical of President Donald Trump and the Republican Party, as well as her criticism of Black Lives Matter. Owens was the communications director of conservative advocacy. Child, listen, I can't even talk today. But anyway, as you guys could tell, Candace Owens is a woman of many titles, but primarily what she does talk about is conspiracy theories and political points. And she is what I would like to say a Black activist, and she just kind of is very, very educated on some of the claims that she defends when it comes to political views, etc. So no, we do not do politics over here. However, Miss Ma'am, Miss Queen has been popping up on some of my explore pages on a number of topics, particularly in regards to Charlie Kirk. Now, Charlie Kirk was an American right-wing political activist, entrepreneur, and media personality. He co-founded the conservative organization Turning Point USA, which is known for TPUSA, in 2012, and was an executive director until his assassination in 2025. Now, he published a range of books and hosted the Charlie Kirk show and talk radio program. And Kirk was one of the most prominent voices of the MAGA movement within the Republican Party and is considered an icon of modern American conservatism. Okay. I promise I could read. Okay. So anyway, I wasn't surprised seeing Candace Owens kind of becoming a little bit known on this particular topic because of who we're talking about here. And Candace Owens don't do no playing when it comes to her political views. She's gonna educate you, and she's gonna read you for filth the educated way. Okay. Comment down below if you guys are familiar with her and if you guys have any topics that you guys like that she reviewed, and let's do some exchange, because I think that a number of topics that I like that she reviewed is during the times of voting times is really when I like to watch Miss Owens, because she kind of gets her point of view on the debates and things like that. So I really enjoy watching her show. I think she's amazing. Well, anyway, something came up about TPUSA confirms that Candace Owens leaked Kirk's text messages. Okay, now I don't know what this is going on. The reason why I wanted to watch it was because he had a little bit of a lot of people was talking about him and how he had passed away and everything else like that. And so Miss Candace Owens, she basically was saying, she had a dream that he came to her in a dream and told her some very interesting details about his life before he was assassinated. So also to pause, I'm probably late on this, trigger warning. Trigger warning, child. Anyway, so Candace Owens has said that. Now, a lot of people, some of his supporters, they always be trying to pick at her, talk about she said this, she said that. Well, she came with some receipts. She showed the text messages, and she also, gave her educated background on her mommy intuition on some things, and as well as, her results. All right. So I want to show you guys a clip that I came across with the breaking points and what they were saying and how they feel about what Candace Owens was saying. And then I also want to show you guys Candace Owens' channel where she is kind of talking about some of these things. Now, the good news is that on my personal YouTube where I watch videos, I'm subscribed to Candace Owens. And so I'm going to go back later on today on my personal channel that I watch YouTube on. I'm going to go back today where I'm subscribed at, and I'm going to go do a deep dive on some of the topic to kind of get caught up. But anywho, because y'all know I'm subscribed to her on my personal channel. Anywho, TSA confirms that Candace Owens leaked Kirk's text. Now that's what they say. So they're going to comment on it. The Breaking Points channel, they're going to comment on it, and we're going to watch them together. And you guys tell me what y'all got to say in terms of their comments. And then we're going to go to Candace Owens where she kind of talks about her dream, and we'll watch a little bit of her episode as well. Okay. So let's go ahead and pull the
weeks and months leading up to his assassination is raging on. Candace Owens released more information from what she says are 3 sources who confirmed something important to her. Let's go ahead and roll the clip.
3 people told me off record. 2 people who have this in a written communication from Charlie. 1 who is a Turning Point USA donor, and I would say very much one of the white knights in this. The very day before Charlie Kirk died, he expressed that he thought he was going to be killed. He told these people, I think they're going to kill me, okay? He did not express that to me, so I am telling you this based off the testimony of 3 people, and I am saying this because I hope that these people who I think are good will be inspired to come forward with that. Again, those conversations I had were off record. I honor that. If I say it's off record, it stays off record. But I'm hoping that watching what I am doing and feeling the energy that is rising across the world for people who want to know what the heck happened on 9/10, that, they will be brave and they will say, yeah, Charlie did the day before he died think that he was going to be killed, and maybe tell us who is they? Well, for once and for all, who is they? Who is the they that he thought were going to kill him?
This game, you're not ready.
Well, on the question of who that they is, and Ryan and I will break down a little bit what off the record should mean as well, but the they, InfoWars reporter Harrison Smith posted, I'm not going to name names, but I was told by someone close to Charlie Kirk that Charlie thinks Israel will kill him if he turns against them. That was over the summer. I think it was actually even before.
That was supposed to be before he was killed.
Yeah, it was before Charlie Kirk was killed, which I probably wouldn't normally bring that up because, again, even with Candace in this case, there's no clear sourcing. It's not as though, even in like new independent media, we do more, I would say, vetting of claims than that. But when you start to see more and more people saying stuff like this, it starts to sound like it actually really was the scuttlebutt in the circles around Charlie Kirk, Ryan.
Which helps explain kind of some of the reaction in real time. Now, I just to the claim that they did it.
Right.
Like those are kind of disconnected things.
Right.
But it's important for understanding his legacy and the moment that we're in.
What was happening behind the scenes.
Yes.
Right. And this is E8. So this is one of Charlie's close friends, Andrew Colvett, who has been continuing to hold down the fort over at the Charlie Kirk show and talking a lot about trying to debunk some. Charlie Kirk basically doing I've had it up to here with these saying there's no way these are real, there's no way these are real, showing Kirk's exasperation, utter exasperation with being told what he can and cannot say about Israel. These are within 48 hours of him being assassinated. So let's roll E8.
To address some of the things that have been going around on public, namely about a group text chain that has been made known and released by Candace Owens. And I just want to address it head on because, that was a screen grab that I had shared with people. So it is authentic.
Take a look. So Charlie writes in this group chat, just lost another huge Jewish donor, $2 million a year because we won't cancel Tucker. I'm thinking of inviting Candace. Somebody writes, oh. Charlie writes, Jewish donors play into all of the stereotypes. I cannot and will not be bullied like this, leaving me no choice but to leave the pro-Israel cause. And somebody writes, a donor writes, please do not invite Candace. That might feel good short term, but it's not good long term, in my opinion. Like all groups, you're going to get a wide variety of opinions. That nasty free will thing that God bestowed on us makes life frustrating at times after the dust settles a bit, maybe. So again, this is 48 hours before Charlie was assassinated. He was very clear and he was very explicit.
So the Candace part came first, and then Colvette confirmed,
Right.
as you saw in that clip, those were indeed real text messages. He said that's a screenshot actually that he had shared. And so these
24
things,
hours before he was killed, roughly.
within 48, yeah.
Yeah.
So clearly these things are pinging around.
Okay, so this is what their review is on it. If you guys want to watch the full thing, this is Breaking Points. They're very, very known. I'm not subscribed to them, but I am subscribed to Candace Owens on my personal YouTube channel that I watch my personal things on. But yeah, so again, as you guys can see, Candace Owens kind of has a little bit of a connection with this, group of individuals and pertaining to Charlie Kirk. Now, the thing about it is a lot of people you can say whatever you want to say about Candace Owens. However, at the end of the day, she was invited in a text message. They mentioned her name. And what on the Charlie Kirk show, the guy, I can't remember who he was. Sorry guys, I'm having mom brain right now. He confirmed that these were legit text messages. I want to show you guys a clip from the Candace Owens show where she is I'm gonna subscribe on this channel as well because I really mess with her. She kind of goes into her dream that she had about Charlie Kirk coming to her. And the reason why I really wanted to watch this together is because Candace Owens, guys, she has a number of kids. And when you guys don't know, I could vouch this as a mommy. And comment down below if you guys have any mommies, or if you guys are any mommies, or if you guys are married or whatever. When we be having those vivid dreams during pregnancy, a lot of times they can be prophetic. A lot of times, as a spiritual person, I'm going to back that up with scripture eventually by the end of this. But I did want to put that out there. Okay. But here goes a clip from the actual show, Candace Owens show. And y'all go subscribe and get into it. And you guys tell me how you guys feel about her political views. Now, we don't do politics over here. However, this is an interesting topic because I really rock with the Grail.
I don't know that I will live to see another person like him. I want you guys to know something. I want to share this with you. You can take it or you can leave it, but Charlie was betrayed. I know this. I've known this really since the first second, but I rarely have vivid dreams. And I did, in fact, have a very vivid one over the weekend. In fact, the last time that I had a super vivid dream, I was pregnant. Tends to happen a lot to women when they're pregnant. But in that dream from 2023, my former producer of the show and I were standing in the control room, and she told me that she was 26 weeks pregnant. This is in the dream. And she told me exactly what month the baby was coming. I asked her in the dream, is it a boy? Is it a girl? And she said, it's a boy. I woke up and I immediately texted my producer in real life and I said, hey, you're pregnant, just so you know, it's a boy. And then she found out that she was pregnant 1 week later. She had no idea when I texted her. And it's something that we reflected on a couple of months later because she was just totally shocked looking back on it. And this is our text chain from, you can see, 2023. She said, you texted me June 16th. And I think I got pregnant June 26th. This is crazy. And it's going to be a boy. It's nuts. I said, I'm telling you, your baby visited me. It was an insanely vivid dream. He was on his way. And she said, that is so bizarre. My mom also texted me that week saying that she had a dream I was pregnant. I said, I haven't had a dream that vivid since. It's been my only vivid dream this entire pregnancy. I believe people can communicate in dreams on their way in and on their way out of this world.
Are you looking to establish your business using other than your home? Wish you had a professional.
I don't take her for the kind of individual. And my thing is too, like, y'all, it could be my opinion. Plus, I haven't been watching her channel that much, but I don't take her for the kind of individual that just be, throwing things out there and making up things. And I think that is very important that she did mention having a dream with another situation in it prior, and showing the receipts on that conversation to kind of back up her claim on having another dream in regards to Charlie Kirk, because this can really help those of you guys that are also spiritual, that also have these kind of moments where you have prophetic dreams. And it's important that people understand that there is a such thing as a spiritual reality of being able to see things before they happen and after people pass and things like that. Now, be careful, always stay armored up with the HPGOD, but I do believe that this could be, facts that she probably did really have this dream. So let's hear what she says.
Similarly, like I just said, had a vivid dream this weekend, and Charlie came to me and he told me that he was betrayed. And so for me, you don't have to believe that, but I do believe that. And it was the immediate sense I got, actually. And I don't know who exactly it is that betrayed him, but I also felt in the dream that it is soon going to be revealed, that it's actually inevitable that it is going to be revealed, that there is nothing and no one that is going to stop the truth from coming out, and it is going to have international consequences. Take that to the bank. Quote me on that. Women tend to have a stronger intuition about people, I would say. I think it was the writer, producer, Conrad Flynn, to Tucker Carlson's show, and he discussed that phenomenon in the context of persecution of Christ. He's talking about Pontius Pilate's wife warning him not to persecute Jesus. Take a listen to that portion of their conversation.
And if you look at Pontius Pilate, he wants to set, he at some point he flips and he's like, this guy is innocent. My wife is having dreams about this man. That's another thing that's underreported in history. Wife as soothsayer / dreamer. Yeah. I mean, if your wife has many times been like, I have a bad feeling about this guy, Tucker. Don't have him on your show. And her intuition is such that even though there's no necessarily hard evidence, it's your wife's take on stuff. You don't ignore it. But I
have ignored it. And
you're like, I've actually never listened to that.
No, I mean, I've been married 34 years as of Saturday, and it's like a joke in my house. I told you he was bad. I don't know. He's hilarious. He's like a good guy to me.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So you'd be the Pontius Pilate where she's like, don't arrest this man. I had a dream.
100%.
And you're like, whatever. I'm doing my work right now.
I'm very shallow. So someone who's amusing or fun to have dinner with, I just get swept away. I like that guy. You know what I mean?
You're like, Barabbas was amazing on that podcast. I gotta have him on. He's fantastic.
It's actually really funny because I'm recapping conversations that I've had with Tucker where I'm like, I don't know why you trust that person at all. It's obviously a bad guy. And he's like, really, I like him, but I had really nice dinner with him. Anyways, obviously what they're accurately describing, but I should say, especially between a husband and a wife.
Comment down below, guys, especially my Guels. How many times do you have to tell your husband, I told you this was not good, or I told you this, and they don't listen? Tell me some of you guys' most recent situations for Kiki reasons, because listen, let me tell y'all, I told, and I have made this, I put this on TikTok. I'm very sensitive to frequencies and stuff like that, because naturally as women, we naturally have a really good intuition, and especially when we go through bearing child, because that's like a sacred experience, right? So we're really, really sensitive to frequencies. Our intuition is really usually spot on, and we always just be knowing things. And so I had mentioned something about a celebrity where we were I was just kind of there's a lot of negative energy, a lot of negative, what I would call demonic energy on this album, blah, blah, blah. And somebody in the comments was like, thumbs down. I was like, I haven't been wrong. I have not been wrong. So I believe in my heart that whatever whatever I'm feeling and whatever my mind and my spirit is telling me, I do believe that is true. If I have a dream, I know that some dreams are not just dreams, and some dreams are not just, some visions are not just visions. Sometimes it's to benefit someone and help someone. Like Candace Owens said, she feels like maybe her sources can come out and spare the details and come on out with it on what really happens to this man. So y'all comment down below and tell me about your guys' intuitive experiences, especially for the Guels. And let's kind of kiki and have a moment to exchange that, because some people be really overlooking it. And a lot of men, they just like, oh, whatever, because they are literally they just be like, oh, whatever, but this is real. I have not been wrong yet. Okay. And I highly doubt that I will be. on a lot of things that I predicted so far, especially this year.
Definitely my relationship with my husband. I can say that from almost the very moment that I learned that Charlie was not going to make it, I said to George through tears that he was betrayed. And now we're all just sort of on this journey to find out by who. So I released a text message yesterday, dropped it on the world, and it caused, and this is putting it mildly, a lot of panic. As I said, the chatter on X was top tier. Emphasis on the tier, because there were a lot of them being shed by everyone who was discounting me. She's this, she's that, she's lying. Charlie never changed his mind. He was committed to Israel to the day he died. In fact, he almost died for Israel. That was the vibe they were putting down, and I was getting angrier and angrier and angrier. But self-control always pays off. There were moments on X where people were, after this text message was revealed, almost like bargaining, like, please, this can't be real. Let me show you. They're making fake messages themselves. This is how easy it is to make a fake message, that this cannot be real. They were accusing, deluding themselves into believing whatever was necessary for them not to accept the reality that I was telling the truth. Of course, I was telling the truth. Here's just a few of my favorites. This is Village Crazy Lady, who I love, Mel, who was responding to an absurdity that was being presented by Ashton Forbes. Mel said, these losers are down so bad right now that they are literally using their own attack lines for defense. Ashton Forbes wrote, he's been absolutely maniacal. First off, Candace has no credibility. Second, there's a bunch of Telegram group chat scams that claim to be real people. I was briefly in touch with one, Elon Musk. Oh, really? You were in touch with Elon Musk on Telegram? Third, if you discount the text messages between Tyler Robinson and his trans furry lover, you cannot take these at face value. Lastly, even if the text messages were real, they mean literally nothing related to Charlie's death. I find it scary how Candace is building a literal cult. Soon, they'll be drinking Kool-Aid in sync with, I don't even know if that says 31 Atlas, to be sent to heaven. I think that might be a cult, actually. That's how I'm not a cult at all, so much I don't even recognize what's probably a very big cult's name. And I love that Mel replies and says, bro, if I got scammed in a Telegram group chat by Elon Musk, quote unquote, I'd take that ish to my grave. Britta, you can see she's also replying.
So y'all comment down below. They like, she cat. They like, cat. That's a scam. She ain't got no text messages. Listen, let me tell you something real quick. One thing about Candace Owens, I don't take her for the type of person that would risk her reputation of just coming out of nowhere with some fake stuff, because she be getting into the nitty gritty of the details of a lot of people. I think she, and not to get too sidetracked, but Candace Owens, she be going deep into people's stuff. So I'm pretty sure somebody would love to do that to her. So I highly doubt that she would be capping like this. But one thing about a woman's intuition is they hardly wrong. Now, was Charlie Kirk set up? Yes or no? Comment down below if you think that he was, and if you do, comment and let me know why you guys feel that way. And if you guys are feeling some type of way about Candace Owens, back up your claims and tell us why. Like, why do you feel some type of way? I think she look good. I think that she's healthy. I think that she doesn't look like she doesn't give me. Now, I could, be a poor judge of character, but she don't give me that she just making this up. Especially with the whole dream and everything, right? So that's that on that. A lot of people was feeling some type of way about Miss Owens, basically, dropping the receipts that she has. In terms of the text messages meaning nothing, it does mean something, especially when her name was brought into the conversation, because that is very suspicious. It's giving sus, friend. And then on top of that, she told her husband why she was very teary-eyed. She said she was crying, and she said, you know what? He was betrayed. Somebody set him up or whatever. And I've had moments like that. Now, y'all probably don't know nothing about your girl, Cassie King, but I am from the trenches, okay? And I know when I be having situations with my family or friends from my past and stuff like that, I could tell when there's a snake slithering in the grass. You can always tell and peep when somebody about to do something to you. That's why you got to not be green when you out there in the ghetto. Okay. And that's the same thing when it comes to these politics and stuff like that. When you have an intuitive feeling when you in the car with somebody, you be like, you know what? Something told me not to go to that party. Something told me not to go to that bar. Something told me not to go to the store that day, or something told me to turn left instead of right. And you be like, you know what? And I did it and this happened. Or you be like, I'm happy that I didn't go to that party because that party somebody pew-pewed up the spot, whatever the case may be. So intuition goes a number, that first thing that comes to your mind. So that first thing that came to that lady's mind when he was, presumed to be dead was somebody betrayed. That was the first thing. God had to intervene for Moses because his brother and his sister was doing a whole bunch of this. And so they was questioning if he was still a prophet or whatever case may be. Y'all go read your Bible. But this is God talking himself. And he said, listen to my words. When there is a prophet among you, I, the Lord, reveal myself to them in visions. I speak to them in dreams. Okay. So on a spiritual note, as a Christian, as a Christ follower, as a believer, I do believe that God will reveal things to you in a dream and in visions. I believe that because it's written in the word. Now, is everybody a prophet? No. However, the Lord will use you to be a part of the exposure, because what's done in the dark will come to the light every time. Okay, y'all comment down below if you guys have any dreams that came to pass, if you guys have had any prophetic moments, or if you are a prophet, comment down below and tell us how your dreams usually are, and do you actually see the person, or whatever the case may be. Any wives in here who's warned their husband, y'all let it be known down there, and give me your take on how y'all feel about Miss Owens. You get what I'm saying? You know, her silk press on fleek. Just give it very much so, Mamiana. And I think that Candace Owens, I support her. I think that she is a woman of her word. I don't think that she is making this up. I don't think that she's wrong about suspecting that this person, Charlie Kirk, was betrayed. Now, who betrayed him? Yeah, come on out with it, because it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out. It's your girl, Cassie King, and I am out. Bye-bye. I'll be right back with you guys. If you guys are on the live stream, stay posted. I'll be with you guys in just a minute.